This is my dad, George Weah, a legend at Monaco, Paris Saint-Germain, and AC Milan. 1995 World Player of the Year. 22 goals and 60 caps for Liberia. He's a national hero there, so much so he was just elected president. In world football, the name Weah carries a lot of weight. I've known that for a long time. Every time I pull on a jersey, I know people are going to notice that name on the back, no matter what name is on the front. It's something that will always follow me. But now, it's time for me to lay my own path. I'm Tim Weah, I'm 18 years old, and I'm a forward for the United States men's national team. So one of my first stories was when I was living in Florida. We were walking in the mall and one of his fans came up to him and was like, "Oh my God, kid, do you know who your dad is?" And I was like, no, I'm just a little kid, I don't know too much. That day I learned that he was one of the best players in the world, and at that age, you're really curious about stuff like that. So I went on the internet, I watched videos. I read up about him. Even though he was my father, I still didn't know that part about him. So it was really cool getting to learn.
His mom was his first coach. She did it voluntarily, and his sister, Tita, also was the deputy coach. Just to go out there and for him to enjoy it. If I were team coach, maybe you're not going to play because I'm a very tough coach, because sometimes parents train the kids in a very hard way, and I wanted him to be trained, so he can like it.
By the time I was around 6, 7, moved back to New York. Playing for Red Bulls was amazing. I spent 2 years there. And then I got a trial for a team here called Toulouse. They took me to a tournament and we ended up playing PSG. That's where I got scouted. The rest is really history. I've just been with the academy since and just developing my game and just working and learning about the game.
Welcome back to the knockout stages of the FIFA U17 World Cup.
Tim had been in and out of our starting lineup in the 3 years that I'd spent with him. But when he got an opportunity to be a starter, and then specifically in the World Cup, I really thought he took those opportunities well. Obviously that culminated in his performance against Paraguay.
Akinola on the far side, Sargent in the middle. Weah's going to go for goal, and what a result! It's a stunning second goal for Weah.
I see the goalkeeper a little bit on his right side. I do this little thing with my foot that I see Neymar do a lot. Think quick and just hit it, and I saw it going and I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be hot on Twitter.
You may not see a better goal in the World Cup this year. Super finish, pulls it across. Weah with the finish. It's a hat-trick for Weah. It's 5 goals and a 5-star display from USA.
After the game, I had an interview with a reporter, and he asked me what are my goals for the next year coming up. One of the things that I said was to at least make the bench for the first team. That dream came true a few months after the World Cup. When you see your name next to Verratti, next to Draxler's name, you're like, oh my God, these are the guys I grew up watching, playing FIFA with. Getting the opportunity to make my debut the same night was amazing. I almost scored a goal. It was a dream come true. PSG is one of the top teams, if not the top team in the world, because we have some of the best players here, like Di Maria, Neymar, Verratti, so it's a dream come true to even be a part of this team. Living in such a beautiful city, I love shopping, so I could just go to Champs-Élysées and grab a few stuff, and it's just a beautiful country to live in. You're welcome. Paul, can you come open the door upstairs for us? To go put in some work, y'all. So this is our little studio. This is where we make all the magic. Thibaut right here, he's the big boy on the keys, you already know. But basically when I'm not at training, we're in here for hours just working on new stuff. If we do something and we don't like it, we'll put that to the side and just start something brand new. My day job is obviously football, but I have a passion for music. I love doing music. You know, I used to listen to music all the time. I used to want to make music that goes a little bit to my taste and music that I love, which is R&B, hip hop. You know, anything that sounds good to the ear.
Here comes the sub with a very famous and familiar name, Tim Weah.
You know, coming into the game, I was like, dang, this is really happening. I'm about to make my debut for my country. And it was really cool seeing that stars that I used to watch, like DeAndre Yedlin, Bobby Wood, and just seeing them not as players that I'm watching on TV, but as my teammates now. I think it hit deep. And when Markey came off and said good luck, I was like, wow, it's really happening.
Tackled away in the end. Weah comes back.
Coach Dave really gave me a little taste. I was like, wow, I can't wait to get more caps, and I can't wait to play for the U.S. in a World Cup qualifying game. I can't wait to be in that game that qualifies us for the World Cup.
He's not playing because he's the son of George Weah. He's playing because he loved the game, and he learning the game on his own. You know, I think that's the best thing to do.
The name that is on the back of his jersey brings a lot of expectations with it, but I think Tim has done a really good job of trying to focus on just being Tim and trying to make his career and his choices lead to something that he truly desires, and that's to be a professional at the highest level and to become a mainstay within the men's national team.
I feel like we all have a responsibility. We have about 3 years to get things set straight. You know, we have to focus on rebuilding a national team and focusing on qualifying for the next World Cup. It's just about going into camps, working hard, and just building that bond and gelling really well, and eventually being one of the best countries in the world.